Hey, what's going on, beautiful people? Thank you for coming to another bill search video here on Variety and Errors. If you caught the last video, we did a giveaway with a bunch of prizes. I did put all of those in the mail today, and I will email you over the next couple days, you winners, your tracking numbers. Some will take longer than others, since some are in the states where I'm at, and some are not in the states. So you'll have to bear with me and the good old United States Postal Service. If you live in the States or if you've ever dealt with them, you know the follies that the U.S. Postal Service comes across. I marked everything just standard packages, so that way there's nothing that indicates there's money, coins, prizes in the boxes, so they should get safely to you. But let's get right to bill searching. We have this funky Series 2013 $1 Federal Reserve note. Now, it does have kind of a weird mix-match broken ladder here. What is a broken ladder, you might ask? Basically, when something's in ascending or descending order in the serial number, in this case, it's one through 6, although there's repetition. A normal ladder would be, for instance, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, since there's 8 digits in the serial number, or that in descending order, or a broken up pattern of numbers that would be in order numerically. So that's neither here nor there. This is just an example of one that's close to it. Now, we do have that third digit over ink here that we see on a ton of 2013 bills, so nothing to talk about there. It's very crisp. I can actually tell from the next bill that they're actually in order. I got these in change, as usual. Now, on this one, since it's really crisp, you can see the fibrous threads that are used in the type of parchment that we use for American money. Move on to the next one. Nothing really here either. It's also going to be a broken ladder, but with that repetition of 5s and 4s, it's not anything to call home about. This 2013 $1 note is in great condition, though. We do have an over ink as usual on the third digit. So once again, that's very, very common on especially 2013 notes, and we see it transcend into 2017 notes, so don't get caught up there. Here's what looks to be the last in that sequence. So I got 3 bills in sequence there. It's another thing, as people ask me all the time, hey, I got 4,312 bills in order. That's really cool, but unless that it's like, I mean, you might be able to give them to a star note collector if they're all star notes, or if they're like all Kiss Me note, red seal notes, or blue seal silver certificates. Awesome possum, you might be able to get some money for them then. Otherwise, bills in sequential order are normal, so nothing to add face value there. Keep on moving on. Series 2013 again, little bit of shift in the seal, but unless it's off this E, I would not call it a shifted print or print error. Now, there is a fold here too, so if there's anything valuable, that would detract from it. And nothing on the back. I'll try to go a little quicker for you more veteran people, just so I'm not boring you with the same information. Here we go, double date note. I call these double date notes. Now, in essence, this is a birthday note on this one, albeit somebody that was born in 1702 is long passed away. But it is still a birthday note, being August 20th, 1702, albeit the date's not really written in the standard format that most people write it in. But if you travel around the world, I mean, I've been to a lot of different countries, people culturally and geographically generally write their dates a little bit different depending on where you're at. So, you know, there you go. But I'm going to hold on to this bad boy. I also like $5 bills from this series. The art on it is probably one of my favorite for $5 bills. So I'm going to hold on to that guy. Little birthday note. Next note, flop this around for you. Now, we got a little bit of an issue here on the 7 with a little stray inking. You can see just that little dovetail right in the middle there. Now, it's not really massively dramatic for me, so I'm not going to hold on to it, but if you're a newbie collector and you haven't come across anything with minor ink issues, then I'd hold on to it just to have one, since it is just $1. Other than that, it's just $1. Really good repetition of 8s here. Now, I got double quads and about, I don't know, 400 videos ago. But the double quads is basically 4 of the same 2 numbers back to back, especially if they're blocked. Now, this is 4 8s. Aside from that, the rest of the serial number leaves a lot to be desired. So it's not collectible in my opinion, but something to look out for would be those repetitious digits. Somebody bled on this or whatever they were doing, got clay on it or something, but neither here nor there. Next bill, series 2013-10, series numbers here. And you'll notice on the 10 every denomination aside from $1 notes is not going to have a Federal Reserve seal with a letter in it for a specific bank. It just has a Federal Reserve System seal. So that's the only difference really there. Aside from that, this was the redesigned 10 after the early 2000s. Really beat up, nothing in the serial number, nothing on the back of the bill. Next bill, $5 bill, another 5, 2013. Nothing in the serial number here. No shifted prints or anything, so it's all in good shape as far as the printing. It's a little bit discolored from just age and being used. It's folded, it's been wet, so hey. Oh, these are cool. Okay, I can tell right before it's even flipped right side up. These are one of my favorite bills as far as fancy serial numbers. They're not necessarily going to command a bunch of value unless you have some blocks, but for this series 2013 $1 note, what I like about these serial numbers is they are legible right side up and upside down. I just really like that. I think it's neat. I mean, it's not, like I said, super valuable or collectible, but I'm going to hold on to it because I think they're really cool. Keep on keeping on. Would have been nice if we would have had 619, 619, but that's okay. Another $5 note from the 2013 series. Once again, nothing to talk about as far as design changes or anything like that, albeit these are nicer than the 90s $5 notes with the enhanced graphics. Nothing changed into the new series in 2017 for 5s either. Now what's kind of funky about this is normally you don't get such a press through with the seal there from the Federal Reserve System seal, but judging from the, which you guys can't feel it, but the thinness of this paper, it's been wet at some point, so that probably has to do with that a little bit. Although that is a pretty hefty over ink. I mean, you can actually see it pressed all the way through with those dots there. So that's interesting, but not collectible in my eyes. Next bill, 2017. Only difference here is the signature on the bottom right for Stephen Mnuchin. Now, he prints his name and does kind of a funky, like, uppercase, lowercase lettering, which is different, but personal to him, I guess. So, whatever. Nothing in the serial number here. Chicago, Illinois is the G in the Federal Reserve System seal, which I mentioned earlier. We'll only have a letter on the $1 notes. Back of the note. Nothing really here. Now, I do have a video that talks about mule notes. This is not one of them, but if you're interested in mule, M-U-L-E, mule, $1 notes, then check out that video. I believe it's actually from way earlier this year, around January, February. I've been doing a lot of these videos over the last few years, so I don't remember the exact one. But if you type in the search bar mule notes, then there you go. That'll talk about what they are, kind of values to them, stuff like that. Here's another cool one. I wish this 1 was not in here and we just had 0s, 6s, and 9s, but that's close to what we showed earlier with those 8s, 9s, and 6s, where you can read it upside down and right side up, but that 1 throws it off. Somebody was writing on the note, I absolutely despise when people do that, but hey, unless it's art, I don't really like people drawing on the notes or writing on them, but to each their own. And nothing in this guy is also really beat up. Next note, series 2013. Now it's a little bit funky around the 1 on 2013. As you can see, it got kind of dragged during the printing process there. Look at that. Not massively dramatic, but that's actually the first time I've ever really noticed that. So I don't think that's an error? Question mark? But I'm gonna look up that. I'm gonna look that up a little. I'm gonna look up that I'm going to look that up a little bit later, and I will let you know if that's something that's like... I mean, I know it's super, super minor, but it looks like a J instead of a 1. So, I'm gonna look that up. Next one. Series 2013 note, and by the way, on that other one, it's really beat up on the back, that's why I didn't really show it. Nothing in the serial number, nothing on the front of the bill that's hopping out at me. Let's look at the back. Be nice if this is a fold-over error. That's when it actually gets folded in the printing process. Those are worth a ton of money, but they're massively rare. So nothing there. Here's an interesting one. We almost have... Oh, never mind. Okay, we had a little bit extra repetition than I thought, so I digress. But I thought it was a broken ladder there, or at least an example of something close, but hey, I already kind of touched on that earlier. Super beat up towards the end of its life. Getting down there, last 2 or 3 bills, so bear with me. 2009 Series $1 note. We have not come across many of those in this bill search, or really any of them. They're kind of just I don't know, the print number is really high in 2009 Series $1 notes, but hey, maybe it's just me. Other than that, a little bit of a shifted print. You can tell from where the seals are sitting. Well, the seal here as well as the serial number are a little bit to the left, a little up and to the left. But not enough to hold on to. Really beat up, you can tell that just looking at it. And nothing in that serial number, also a pretty beat up bill. Look at the back there, nothing there. And lastly, we got great repetition in this one. I would have liked if that 2 was a 4 to make it at least a trinary note. We have this funky black mark, which just looks like a pastel pen, almost. Or something, pastel little marker. But nothing here. It's also really beat up, which kills any value if above $1 if it was. We got little remnants of some sticky tape or paper or something. So we'll pass on that guy. So what did we hold on to? We'll start with this $5 note from earlier in the video. It is a birthday note, August 20th, 1702. Obviously, like I said, most people that were born, if not, well, unless they figured out immortality, they were born in 1702, they are long passed away, but a great example of something to look out for, especially something where it'd be, say, one of your kids or family members that's currently alive. Look for birthday notes. Our next note is our funky J 2013 $1 note. Let me see if I can get my camera to focus there. There we go. We got ourselves a J instead of a 1 there from a little drag in the printing process. And last, one of my favorite fancy serial numbers, although they're not crazy valuable or anything like that, is this one that you can read right side up and upside down with 8s, 0s, 9s, and 6s. But I'm just going to hold on to it more for fun value. Let me know what you think of these finds, what you've come across in your coin and bill searches lately, and I will see you in the next video.